Okay, welcome to ETN News. We have a hot spot on the Mendocino Fault, and we'll go look at that here in a moment. Now, here's a 4.3 south-southwest of the volcano, Kilauea. You can see all the aftershocks we are having all the way down to the slump. You know, like I've been saying for the past few months now, something's got to give through this area. So be prepared on the island. It'll have to happen. There's not that much movement going on for nothing. Alright, that's a 4.3, 0.2 miles deep. Now let's go over here and check out Alaska. And move this down. This is southeast of Anchorage, 4.3, 9.3 miles deep. And then we had this one up here around Adak. 5.0 west of Adak, 1.600 and 6.6 miles deep. That's deep. Now let's go check out some hot spots on the west coast, out in the ocean. Not fires, but hot spots. Alright, first let's look at the one out from Hawaii on the northwest side of the island. And here's the island. Got over from it. But we had pretty good sized earthquake activity there. Okay, now this is Northern California. You can see the borderline, Oregon. Now you can see a heat spot pop up here. That's just heat. Then look what we got under that. Now let me show you another one, and then we'll put this together. Alright, now this one here is on the Mendocino fault line coming in off the Cascadia. The other one, it was on the Cascadia. So coming down the Cascadia, we had the one up north first, and now we got one on the Mendocino fault line. And then we have one down in Southern California, but that's off of a different fault. These here cause earthquakes. What goes on is the earthquake travels down the fault line, and when it hits a weak spot where there's magma, it will push it, and it will vibrate it, shake it up. It'll bring it toward the surface. This is what's under the surface on the Mendocino fault zone coming in toward Northern California. Weak spot. And an earthquake on the move. As you know, we was already looking for the earthquake to leave the Cascadia 3 to 5 days. We already had some pressure leave. Now we're looking for more. And this right here is proof of it's on its way. Okay, now this shows you how it runs. You can see right here, one will pop up here, and then the next one will pop up on the Mendocino fault. So that means it's either coming in this way and going down the coast, and you can see more large activity down the coast than we usually see, or it could go on down and it could travel all the way across to the other plate and the other side of the Pacific plate and end up as a 6.0 or greater. This right here is early warnings. So when it doesn't go over and hit your area, you know, that doesn't mean we was wrong. It's like a tornado coming through a county or something. It's the whole county. I mean, hundreds of square miles that they give warnings for. Just like a storm. So this here shows that something is moving. Something's on its way. And now let's watch it. What's right here first up top. See that one? Then you see the bottom one. Now let's go back. Look at this again. Watch it real close. Up here first. Did you see how that did? Okay, let's go and look at something else. Now over in Hawaii, over that way, the 4.3, we got that, but it wasn't as big as a hot spot. Like I said, this can come on down. It can come on the land. It could go over. It could even go over into Nevada, hit one of those faults, and keep going over toward the east. It's just we got to be prepared if we live on the main fault line. So just watch if you live on the main fault line, one that'll hold a large quake, put it that way. Then just be prepared just in case if you have an emergency and it hits your area. Now here's so you can get better understanding of where we're located. This here is Northern California. As we come down through Oregon on the Cascadias where we see our first hot spot. Then you come on down to the Mendocino Fault that comes in Northern California. That's where we've seen those two. And here's the Mendocino Ridge, and it's a fault, coming through here, but it is a big old ridge too. But the Mendocino Ridge comes over right into California, Northern California. Right here is where we're seeing our second hot spot. Now up this way, oh, sorry about that clicking of the mouse. Okay. Up this way is where we had our other hot spot. Up near Crescent City, somewhere like that off the coast. But that does prove that, we got them moving down through here. Like I explained before on a lot of my updates when I used to show these a lot. It's earthquakes traveling through the fault lines. It's a weak spot. Magma shakes it up, like shaking the air, snow glass, what you call those things. And it's like shaking them, and it just pushes it toward the surface. Then we can see it. But that lets us know there's an earthquake on the way. Now back to the earthquakes. Now up here in Alaska, this one here is 106.0 miles deep. That's a 3.2 southeast of Perryville, Alaska. What we're looking at is how deep they are. 106.0. This one here's 3.2 southeast of Perryville, Alaska. 106.0 miles deep. So this one here is 106.6 miles deep also. So both of those are the same on how deep they are. And it's over 100 miles deep. That's a 5.0. Then we got these down here, 303 miles deep, 321. Let me see, this one over this way, I think, Japan or Taiwan. Yeah, 103, Japan. 103.9 miles deep. And let me see if I can click on this one. 333.7 miles deep. That's a 4.3. So we got some deep quakes going on. And Alaska's even having deep quakes. That shows that we could get some activity up there. We could. Let's go check out these and see what they look like. Okay, I think this is a quicker right way of showing you. You can see the temperatures here. Soil temperature, what the colors are on the circles. Now, here's the United States, North America, and there's Florida. You got to look at the outline in case it's just hard to make out sometimes what we're really looking at. Okay, now these here are showing the soil temperatures. And we got the hottest over, toward this way, Minneapolis, places like that, 70s on the soil temperature, and they go, on how deep they are too. Let's go on down. Kansas City. See, the east is heating up, just slowly, but it's heating up. There's Lincoln, and see what else we can see. Omaha, or something like that. I don't know how it's pronounced. There's Watertown. Wilmore. Okay, up here's Minnesota. But you can see how it is over through here. Now over this way, toward Yellowstone, places like that, this here is Yellowstone. So the soil temperature is 39, 47. Now let's go take a quick look and show you on the other information of what we got here. Right here's Jackson. I'll check that one and see what that's about. Alright, and this will give you more understanding. Now here's Jackson, the one we was looking at, and we click on it, and you can see up here it's 47 degrees at 2 inches deep. Now 47 at 2 inches deep, and then 46.7 at 2, 51 at 4 inches deep. That's a couple degrees up. So let's see what I got here. 50 at 20 inches deep. That's 20 inches deep into the ground. So, that's pretty warm. And then we got 68 degrees at 40 inches deep. 50 degrees at 20 inches. 68 at 40 inches. That tells us it's getting hotter as it's getting deeper. Now this here is on the southern part of Yellowstone. Yellowstone's up in here. It's, southern part of the park and all that. And it is east of Idaho Falls, being northeast. But you can see what I'm talking about the soil temperatures. I'm going to give you a better understanding of that anyway. Now let's go look at something else real quick. Alright, this is the anomalies on the fire map, and you can see the anomalies here, here, and here. It's got 5 that comes across. You can see one small one over this way. Now, the anomalies, like we was looking at yesterday, understanding the anomalies. It was talking about a man getting caught, and it's on the news about one of these fires over here. I think I was showing it in California where we had an anomaly. Well, the only thing I can figure is when the fire was set, if he did set it, if it was set from the heat from that drying out the surface where magma flows through underneath, then it showed up when it went through. That's the only thing I can figure out how that happened, if he's the one that set it. Now you can see over here in California, this here is anomalies going this way. Scattering out because the darker red. Now when you go through here and it goes across the map, it's hitting weak spots. So that would mean that we had a lot of weak spots over here in the east. And this whole area right here is getting hotter each year. And we're starting to dry out more. We're getting more droughts and everything. So, all that's adding up. So we need to be prepared for what's to come, because you never know what the next day is going to bring. And I'll see you on the next updates. Everybody stay safe. I hope these updates helped you understand a little bit more of what's going on. And we'll be watching.